a meeting to order for July 28th, 2015 at 6:30 p.m. The invocation will be from Reverend Paul Anderson from the First Presbyterian Church, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. We give you thanks, O Lord, for the beauty of this day, the opportunity we have to be here. We ask for your blessings upon these who make decisions, especially very important for our community. Bless them with wisdom and grace. Thankful for this place and all that it means to us. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mr. Guernsey.
Span. Hardaway.
Here.
Miano.
Here.
Barron. Pettit.
Here.
Whiting.
Here.
And Gralcheck.
5 present. Yes, I know we have to amend the agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion we amend the agenda to include Resolution 15-24, John?
That's correct.
I have
Second.
a motion and a second to amend the agenda to include Resolution 1524 on the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Petitions, communications, acknowledgements, and remonstrations. Large gathering permit for India Fest.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hardaway, seconded by Mrs. Miano for the approval of India Fest. Is there any comment or any discussion on this?
Same as usual, Chief?
Yes, they met as far as our security standards.
Sure.
No problems.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda, accounts payable register voucher approval for July 28, 2015. Approval of the town council meeting minutes for July 14th of 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Whiting, seconded by Mr. Pettit for the approval of the consent agenda. Any comments, questions, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Standing committee, budget and finance, Mr. Pettit.
No report.
Public Works, Mr. Span. Anybody have anything under Public Works? Seeing none. Council Affairs, Mrs. Miano.
Yes, this evening there will be a resolution 1524, that will be presented to the town council. This is referred to the phone gun case. I will be creating an ordinance on the penalties and fines at a later date. Hopefully by the next council meeting we will have that. I just want to say something. We all know officers throughout the country, not just in Merrillville, they are to make a split decision, second decision on a lot of things that happen in their view and while they're on duty. Anyone carrying this iPhone case that resembles a gun, shame on them. If they want to they can put themselves at risk in any other town but this. Do not put our town in jeopardy. Do not put our officers in jeopardy. That's all I have. And also, thank you, Attorney John Buscemi, for all your input on this in helping me create this resolution.
You're welcome. We'll have the ordinance finding the activity available at the next meeting on August 11th.
Yes, we will. Thank you again.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to ask that we have a workshop prior to the ordinance.
Yeah.
Give us an opportunity to look at it and discuss it. Mrs. Miano?
Yes, of course. Would you like that?
But whenever you schedule it.
Okay, very
Once you
good.
get it ready.
Okay.
Whenever you schedule it, I'd
Very
like to
good.
just be able to, before I vote on it, I'd like to have a
Okay.
conversation about it.
Anybody else on our council affairs? Seeing none. Personnel policy and employee benefits, Mr. Pettit.
No report.
Public safety, Mr. Whiting.
No report unless.
Ron, I had one thing. I was contacted today. The DA is doing a national take back pharmaceuticals, and we're scheduled along with every other community September 26th from 10 to 2 at Merrillville Town Hall for take back unused pharmaceuticals. That's pills and prescription drugs they can bring down to the town hall on that day only from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. At the town hall, we'll have an officer available there to take those items from no sharp instruments or just all pharmaceuticals.
Can we possibly get that out, put on our webpage?
Yeah. What date was that?
I met with Stacy. She's going to take care of that.
Oh, you already spoke with her about
Yeah, just
taking
when I
care of
first
that?
got the news, it's September 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a Saturday.
That includes the marquee, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's going to put out notice, and they also do their own website, the DA, and they'll pick up those pharmaceuticals from us that day, for we're not burdened with storage of them.
Okay.
And there's the only cost we have to provide is the officer.
I'm acknowledged.
I know. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge Councilman Span, present for the meeting.
Sorry, I was talking. Believe it or not.
Anybody else under public safety? Seeing none, Parks and Recreation, Ms. Miano.
Yes, on July 30th, it's going to be this Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Prusen Park. There will be a band, a Latin Satin Soul concert. This is one of 2 of 3 concerts available free to our parks. All you have to do is bring a chair and maybe some insect repellent, and I'm sure it'll be a wonderful evening. Jan, do you have anything you'd like to add?
A couple of things.
Yes.
I just wanted to let everybody know that the park department will also have a marketing booth at the concert, marketing our programming, activities, and events, and our brochures. I'd also like to mention that on Friday, August 7th is going to be our senior picnic. And I have worked with the Northwest Community Action Agency, who will be sponsoring a bingo and the free prizes to go along with the bingo. I'd also like to thank you, Carol, very much for your kind donation of the ever famous, which I haven't tried yet, Sloppy Joe's.
Yes.
We're also going to have hot dogs, salads, and some watermelon. So it'll be a fun time for the seniors.
May I add to that, Jean Guernsey volunteered to do the hot dogs.
That's great.
Yeah, cooking the hot dogs. I will supply the hot dogs.
Jeez, come on.
Cook 'em.
supply
But
some
we'll
hot
see what
dogs.
happens that morning if he remembers or
No,
not.
yeah, well, you had to remind me the night before.
And
Another
lastly,
midnight?
our
Oh.
second round of programming has started for the summer, and we're nearing completion of our fall-winter brochure with the programming options and activities and events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Miano, I want to tell you the last concert I had, 3 residents called me, had gone and really enjoyed themselves.
That's good to hear.
What time is this one?
7 to 9?
7 to 9, yes.
This Saturday?
No,
No, this
Thursday.
Thursday?
7 to 9 at the Prusen Park. Latin Satin Soul.
Oh, yeah.
We'll also have a couple staff there. We think that this is going to be a little bit more crowded. If anybody requires, if the parking spots are filled, use the street, and if handicapped individuals come in, we'll make sure that we accommodate them as well.
Residents, all 3 that called me, loved it.
Great to hear. Thank you, Jan.
Anybody else under Parks and Recreation? Seeing none, Environmental Affairs. Matt's not here. I don't have any report of anybody have anything. Seeing none, Elections and Public Relations, Mrs. Miano.
Okay, on Tuesday, August 4th, from 5 to 8 p.m., we will be having our 3rd annual National Night Out. It's going to be here at the Town Hall, 7820 Broadway out in front, like we always have had it in the past. We'll be having giveaways, 5 bikes to also give away to our kids. We're going to have food, music, dancing, and a lot of fun. Also, Councilman Richard Hardaway in Ward 2, if you would like to talk about your crime watch, sir.
Yep, mine is just going to be from 6 to 8. We're going to have bouncy house for the kids, food, and some giveaways, and give an opportunity. I think Alerts Alarm's going to come out and talk about security systems and some things like that.
Okay, and that'll be in Meadowland Park, correct?
Meadowland Park, 54th and Madison.
Okay, that is all that I have on my report.
Anybody else under elections? Seeing none, economic development, Mr. Pettit.
No report.
Utility liaison, Mrs. Barron. Anybody have anything under utilities? Abandoned properties, Mr. Hardaway.
Coming up, there's an ordinance number for second reading, 1516, I think it is, on the abandoned buildings and blight registration and maintenance fees. We have fine-tuned it for everyone. I hope everyone's had an opportunity to look at it. The registration fee is only going to be $100, and multiple units are going to be $200. And we met with Joe, and I could never pronounce his last name.
Wazalik.
And he from Gannard, Greater Northwest Indiana Realtors Association, and he gave us his input on this ordinance, so to make sure that the things that we did were in line with what the realtors would be looking for. That's all I have.
Mr. Hardaway, I also have to tell you, I've had great feedback on the abandoned house thing you're doing. People have all said that's about time we start doing something.
Well, it's a labor of love, and we continue to do it for that reason, and I appreciate the support of the council.
This ordinance that Rich has drawn up like that is going to be better than what you guys think. I mean, it really takes a bite out people who want to, own property neglected. They think they just leave it in Merrillville. It's not true. So that can happen like that anymore.
There's a burnout house behind me that's been there for over a year.
Well, give me an address.
Okay, because last winter it was caving more and more in. It's not fixable.
Give me an address.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else on their abandoned properties? Seeing none, general orders. Ordinance, first reading, we have no first reading ordinances. Second reading, I guess there's an amendment to this ordinance 15-16, an ordinance of the Town Council of the Town of Merrillville, Indiana, to establish a vacant and abandoned building registration and maintenance program.
Members of the council, as Councilman Hardaway mentioned, there are 3 amendments that have been made at the request of various council members and various department heads. At page 7, section 6-333, there is a vacant and abandoned building fund that's established. All registration fees under this ordinance and all fines will be deposited into the fund for the purpose of defraying the costs of enforcement under this ordinance, including possible use for code enforcement salaries. Second amendment is on page 4, section 6-327. Under standards for maintenance, the draft from the city of South Bend required that the owner clear snow and ice in the walkways. Town of Merrillville does not have that requirement, so that provision was removed. However, we still have the primary provision, which is to properly maintain the buildings. And then a third amendment regarding registration fees that Councilman Hardaway mentioned is at page 5, section 6-328. The fee charged for single-family residents in South Bend is $300. We've amended this ordinance to set a $100 fee for Town of Merrillville for single-family residences and up to 3 residential units in a building. And the multifamily fee in the city of South Bend is $500. In subsection 3, the Town of Merrillville ordinance would have a fee instead of $200. Those are all the amendments.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hardaway, seconded by Mr. Span for the approval of resolution 15-16. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? At this time, it's a second reading ordinance. I will open it up for public comment on the ordinance 15-16. At this time, public comment is open for ordinance 15-16. Any public comment on 15-16? Seeing none, roll call vote, Mr. Guernsey.
Span?
Yes.
Hardaway?
Yeah.
Miano?
Yes.
Pettit?
Yes.
Whiting?
Yes.
And Geralcheck.
Yes, motion carries.
Yeah, again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank the committee along with the rest of the council and also Mr. Buscemi for the work that he put into drafting this ordinance.
I think it was something that was long overdue. Resolution 15-22 is a resolution of the town of Merrillville, Lake County, Indiana, transferring monies of the 2015 budget within certain categories.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Pettit for the approval of 15-22 and seconded by Mr. Whiting. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Resolution 15-23 is a resolution of the town of Merrillville, Lake County, Indiana, transferring monies of the 2015 budget within the Parks Non-Reverting Fund.
So move.
Motion by Mrs. Pettit, Mrs. Miano, seconded by Mr. Pettit. Sorry. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. 15-24. That's correct. This into the record. Resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Merrillville, Indiana, urging citizens not to purchase or use gun-shaped iPhone cases and calling upon federal legislatures to ban the import and sale of such devices.
So move.
Motion by Mrs. Miano, seconded by Mr. Span. Any discussion?
I think this is a key. It's all over the Illinois news. They're doing the same thing. So it's a very good thing. That stuff looks so real.
They do.
It's
Yes. Yes, and the city of Chicago is going to vote on their ordinance tomorrow evening on their floor. So I do believe this is the first in the nation, and it's going to put Merrillville on the map for public safety and concerns of the residents, our children, and our police officers.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Taking a cell phone to a gunfight.
Yes.
BZA action? No BZA action? Old business. Any old business? No old business? New business.
Yeah, Mr. President, in your packets is a picture of CVS.
I was going to say.
I was going to bring that up.
Third Broadway, isn't it, Rich?
53rd and Broadway. It is, they had a fire there about 4 o'clock in the morning on June 30th. And this picture was taken July 28th at 11:41 this morning. And as you can see, it is still in horrible shape. Yesterday, I went and had a conversation with the manager of the store. He was very condescending, and it was like, it looks like that, so what?
Really?
So I called to their customer service, corporate service yesterday, and had a conversation with somebody, and the district manager called me back today, left me a message, and I'm waiting to hear from him now. But this is a horrible eyesore, and for somebody to take the attitude that we're trying to get it done, but things just not falling into place, to me, is totally unacceptable. You know, because residents are complaining. They're complaining to our police chief when they go into Ultra. And I just think that I don't know what we can do now, but I've instructed Vicky to go Thursday and see where they are, and to give them till Monday to do better than what they've done. And if not, I've instructed her to give them a ticket a day until they fix it. This is totally unacceptable. It's a corporation. They should have all kinds of money to fix things if they're concerned about our neighborhood. This shows me that they're not concerned about our neighborhood, because I guarantee you, and I'm just going to, for the records, if this was any place else in Sherrville, Munster, or Highland, this wouldn't happen.
I have to agree with you.
And I'm not going to accept it. Yes, ma'am.
That about a week ago, Gary signed
the sign permit to get this area cleaned up here. So something has been issued for the repair of that.
And I respect that, Dorinda. They should have been out the next day getting the sign permit. It's not like a mom and pop operation. This is something that should have been done as soon as the fire department put the fire out at 4 o'clock in the morning. At 7 or 8 o'clock that next morning, that's very morning, they should have had people in place correcting this mess.
Do they know what caused it, Chief?
Yeah, they know what caused it. Go ahead, Chief.
Probably discarded smoking material or something. The security guard that was on duty that night wasn't very cooperative as well. Just like the store manager wasn't very cooperative. I don't know what he was protecting, but he surely wasn't around the front of the building. He didn't offer us any help, but the fire was able to progress just from a simple garbage can fire. And when we got there, the window had already blown out and the building was full of smoke and the fire was progressing. And it's kind of strange the way it went down altogether.
I hate to tie these two together, Dorinda, but the Plan Commission just subdivided lots and gave approval to CVS to tear down Pepe's and reconfigure the Fannie Mae. And I would concur with Councilman Hardaway. Your contacts in that file, Mr. Enslin, needs to get a phone call tomorrow to get you to CVS. And I would go so far, Rich, as to say, we're not going to give you your permit on 30 and Broadway until this is fixed to
I agree.
satisfaction.
I agree.
We'll hit them where, if you're not going to pay attention, as president of the Plan Commission, I'll make you pay attention. And so will Richard in his area. There's no reason for it. You're right. At least scrub the wall. If you've got to get Gary's sign out there, and it may take some time to manufacture the channel letters, I understand that, but you could at least gotten the window replaced and scrub the wall so it looks a little bit better.
Well,
I don't know.
Here's my thing, Councilman Pettit, is that the store manager really didn't care.
Yeah.
When I started talking to him about the store, he said, well, what about other things in the area? And I told him in no uncertain terms that I didn't come to talk about the area because I do a pretty good job of maintaining that. I come to talk about this store.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, we had a fire at, what was it? The restaurant on 61st there.
Petros?
Not Petros. The fish place on 61st. Long John Silver's.
Oh, yeah. Right.
The gentleman was on a plane and landed at the Merrillville Gary Airport.
Right.
To come out to his restaurant to open up the cash register and everything that day and to start getting his contractors in line to rebuild the restaurant that day.
They can say what they want, but if it was any place else, they would have fixed it that week.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Was there much damage inside?
Really?
Just a minimal fire damage, but the building was full of smoke. But there's also another area on 61st Plaza by, I think it's by Papa John's. We had a sign fire on the facade there over a year ago, and there's still a big gaping hole, and it looks horrible there as well. I don't know who owns that.
That's your area, Ron.
Right in the corner, right next to Papa John's. It was a nail place, I think. But
Papa John's. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we got to stay on top of these things. I'm sorry. We got to stay on top of them. If we don't, then we get what we get. Yep. And I'm not going to get what I get.
We'll send Vicky over there and get
Yeah,
that
when
movie.
she goes to CVS, she can just come down and go see the Papa John's place.
Anybody else under new business?
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Seeing none? Public comment. At this time, I'll open it up for public comment. Anybody have anything under public comment? Step to the microphone. State your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Tom Mattingly. I live at 3276 West 74th Lane. I'm a union sheet metal worker. My question was regarding the construction on Taney going on right now through Independence Hill. Everything was fine as far as getting around until Friday when they tore the rut through the entire street, Taney all the way from 73rd to Route 30. I was wondering if there's a timeline when that was going to be completed.
From what I understand, that they were in today or yesterday, they were in and they put the concrete base down. They're going to put the binder coating down, and the binder coating should be going down before this weekend or whatever. And then they're going to switch over to the other side. I don't think that they're going to pave it. They're going to leave it in a binder, so that way that the road surface won't get damaged. So, and then they're going to switch sides. I mean, it's a 2-month long project. I mean, could you imagine what the people are that can't even get into their driveways and into their garages, that are parking on the street, that are parking on the side streets just to get in? I mean, it was a long overdue project. I mean, we're spending probably $1.2 million on that road itself. It's construction season, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's hard to get around a little bit there. I mean, the only access way that you really could get out would be to go to either 30, and I think the last street, 73rd Place, is open to go to 73rd Avenue. I'm not sure. I mean, I go through there every day and take a look at what they're doing construction-wise, but I mean, the one side, all the concrete curbing's done, all the aprons are done, and they're going to be switching sides probably next week. So, but he had told me that they were going to put it in a binder coat. I talked to the construction inspector, and he said that it was going to be in a binder by this weekend coming up. So,
Okay. But as far as getting, like, with school opening in the next 2-3 weeks.
School's opening on the 21st of August. So, I mean, it's something that, you know, they're going to try and have it done. So, I mean, they got like a week behind, and then with all the rain that we had and everything, I mean, they were working as much as they could with the rain that they had, so that put a little delay in the project. So.
Okay. And I had a follow-up question with the road construction. Last year they did all the cul-de-sacs on Chase Street.
Not all of them.
Well, from Taney, and they stopped at 75th Lane. I was wondering if they were going to continue the progress of
They
the
were going to
cul-de-sacs.
continue the progress. I think there's 3 more courts that need to be done over there.
Yeah, mine's one of them.
And then, which court do you live on?
74th Lane.
That's the first one or the middle one?
It would be the second one that would come after. The 75th Place would be next.
The only one that we're not doing over there is the first one.
Okay.
It's right next to the park. The next 3 courts from there on are going to be done. And the road paving projects is going to be last. They're trying to get Taney done so that, you know, people don't get upset because we have enough construction going on over there now. So, because I asked the other day, and he told me, he says he's kind of waiting for Taney to get done before he starts ripping up any more roads over there.
Okay.
So I would say that probably mid-September.
All right. That's all I have for you.
If you have any questions or whatever, you can contact our town manager. If you need the phone number, it's on the website, or we'll give you the phone number after the meeting.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Sir, one way to think of it, it might be an inconvenience right now, but when it's done, it's going to be really nice.
Well, I mean, I agree. It's
well overdue.
It's been long overdue. I know you've come down 30 from McDonald's to 77th Avenue, and with all the road cuts that they had, I mean,
I replaced a couple tires in the meantime, so.
right. So you know what I'm talking about, what it was before and what it's gonna be. So
Yeah, the 5 minutes inconvenience I have in my drive to work is not a big deal. I was just more concerned about when kids go back to school and the buses lining up and how to get the kids from point A to point B.
yeah, I'm sure that we can have a discussion before then.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Anybody else under public comment? Anybody else under public comment? Seeing none, announcements. Stormwater Management Board meeting is August 4th at 4:30 p.m. Plan Commission Workshop is August 5th at 6:30 p.m. National Night Out is August 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Merrillville Municipal Complex, 7820 Broadway. National Night Out August 4th, 2015 from 6 to 8 p.m. at Ward 2 at Meadowland Park, 54th and Madison. Police Commission meeting is August 7th at 8 a.m. Town Council, our next meeting will be August 11th at 6:30 p.m. Any other announcements that we need?
Yeah, one. Thank you.
We're not having any.
The Gary Merrillville Salvation Army will have their back to school endeavor on Monday, August the 3rd, from 3 o'clock until we give away all 350 book bags.
Any other announcements? Seeing none, we only have one other.
Motion
order.
to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.